What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So right now, one of the more interesting races down the stretch of the season is that 10th seed in the Western Conference. The Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets are literally right on their hips of each other of how close that play-in spot really is. And I have to think back, if the Golden State Warriors were to miss the play-in entirely, and how disappointing that would be for a guy like Stephen Curry, who's still playing at a high level. Well, this Warriors team does have some talent, and I feel like they're good enough to obviously just be a straight-up playoff team, but it just hasn't worked out that way this year whatsoever. So my game plan today is we're going to jump into 2K. We're going to redo the Warriors offseason to see if we can make next season sweat-free rather than obviously having the Rockets on our hips or on our ankles of the play-in spot. So let's just go ahead, jump in. Let's redo the Warriors offseason. Let's see if we can do better than what the Warriors did in real life. Of course, they made a lot of moves like re-signing Draymond, trading Jordan Poole for Chris Paul. A lot of different things happen. We're going to go ahead and rewrite the ship and see if we could do something differently and make this a contender, like a top contender in the West. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Of course, like I said, the regular season's coming to an end, man. I think there's like 10 or 11 games left of the regular season. And then we're going to get into some playoff basketball, and we'll get into the offseason rebuilds. It's going to be a ton of fun. April should be a lot better. Right now, basically how content is going for me, I'm trying not to force things too much at the moment. It's just, you know, obviously it's kind of the dead time right now. But once we're in April, like, boom, man, we're going to be back uploading probably 6 days a week more than likely. But other than that, let's go ahead and talk about the Golden State Warriors. So let's go ahead. One thing I do want to go ahead and say is I actually made the draft lottery completely correct. The rest of the draft order may not be correct, but the draft lottery is completely in order. I didn't want to affect that, so it'll be fun to see how 2K handles the draft, by the way. But yeah, other than that, the draft order is completely correct, so that could go how it went in real life. Probably won't. Obviously, something will change, but draft order is correct for the lottery. And then, of course, we're going to get into staff signing to start things off. So we do need a shot doctor, guard guru, and wing whisperer. Of course, we're not going to fire Steve Kerr. His ratings are incredible. Like, he's going to be a good coach to have. Of course, he's been here with Stephen Curry in the dynasty, so we're going to keep him around. So the biggest question we're going to start off with saying is, are we going to resign Draymond Green? Obviously, the biggest thing that happened this offseason is choosing probably between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, because that relationship was never going to heal. It just wasn't, unfortunately, after obviously we know what happened. But do we have a draft pick? I'm not actually sure if the Warriors had a pick. They did. So pick 19. Oh, yeah, they took Podziemski, right? I mean, we could do that again, of course. Or we could go ahead and trade this pick as well for veteran help. There's a lot of different things we could do. I think we look at all the options to start things off. Let's go ahead. There's plenty of salaries here. So we got a lot of options if we want. We have a Jordan Poole who's an 82 overall. We could even choose to keep Jordan Poole over Draymond Green, which I guess Draymond Green technically isn't a free agent here for some reason. So I guess I don't have to re-sign him. I guess in this scenario, he accepted his player option. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I guess he's here under contract. So I'm going to go ahead and explore the trade market first before we just jump in the draft and take Podziemski. As good as player Podziemski is, of course, rookies do help winning sometimes, very rarely, but we got to go see if we can get some veteran help. Not that the 19th pick is a crazy good asset, but maybe attaching it with something else could get us something. Today's video is brought to you by DJF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, etc., every single day while you watch other sports, DJF Optimizer tool I highly recommend. What it does, it compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. It gives you good plays right in front of you without you having to do any research whatsoever. Basically, good example on the board. There's a big slate tonight, so there's a lot of good examples. You have DeJounte Murray, Chris Murray, two books, or PrizePicks has it at 13.5, 15.5. Look what every single other book is saying. 14.5, 12.5. So there is a clear discrepancy on PrizePicks, which is why it is recommending you take the under. Over the long term, that play is going to be profitable long term. I love the optimizer. Ever since I started using the optimizer, I've just been such a profitable sports bettor. Absolutely love it. It has changed my sports betting career for sure. Definitely recommend if you want to check this out. Like I said, gives you good plays right in front of you without you having to do zero research whatsoever. Check it out. Link down in the description below. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month when you sign up for the optimizer. And of course, the apps I'm using for the optimizer are like PrizePicks and Dabble, which we'll talk about Dabble in a second. PrizePicks, the way PrizePicks works, of course, you guys already know what PrizePicks is more than likely. But if you don't, you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. There's so many different sports to choose from, so many different stats to choose from. They offer plenty of discounts throughout the week. They went crazy with the discounts during the first week of March Madness. I imagine we might get some more for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. So definitely a good time Decide for price picks. Use code Crushables, match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Absolutely love price picks. Absolutely recommend it, especially with all the discounts they offer. And then for Dabble, another great app that I absolutely love. You can copy people's entries with a click of a button, which is what no other app has, which is really awesome. And they actually have up to an 1,000x payout. You have to get 12 players correct, which is obviously really hard to do. I tried once already. I think I went like 7 for 12. But maybe one day I'll hit this 1,000x. 1,000x for sure. Really cool feature. Like I said, copy people's entries with a click of a button, which no other app offers, which is awesome. So you don't even have to make your own entries. You can literally just copy people's entries. But if you want to sign up for Dabble, Crush10, use code Crush10, $10 literally just for signing up. First link down in the description below. Price Picks is also, of course, link down in the description below. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. So we're actually going to start this offseason with a fantastic trade, in my personal opinion. We're trading Gary Payton, Kevon Looney, number 19, and Patrick Baldwin for Capella and pick number 15. So I feel like getting Capella would be a really good addition to this team. Obviously, would give us an elite center that the Warriors haven't had probably since Bogut, to be honest with you. And Bogut obviously wasn't like the same Bogut it used to be in Milwaukee. But we're going to go ahead and try to make this trade happen. So 15, we get, or number 19, Baldwin, Looney, Gary Payton for Capella. And 15, they agree. So just like that, I'm feeling pretty solid about that first trade. So Gary Payton, Looney, that first round pick, we swap first, which is nice. Now we move up almost to the lottery. We have pick 15, and we get Capella out of that trade by trading Baldwin, Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton. Feeling very, very good about that first trade for us. So the trades may not be done. We get another high salary player with Capella, but I think that's a great start. I do think we're going to go ahead and draft at 15 now and see who we can get. So I'm curious to see if the draft order goes, let's see how far it goes correctly to what it was in real life. So number 1, Wemby. Brandon Miller, number 2. Number 3, Scoot Henderson. So far, so good. Rockets take Amin Thompson, so it's literally the same thing. Okay, that's where it changes. So Asar does not go to Detroit. Asar is going to, the low call ball went pretty high. Kobe Brown to the Pacers. Interesting. Anthony Black to the Wizards. Jarris Walker to the Jazz. Taylor Hendricks to the Mavericks. Ooh, I love that fit for Taylor Hendricks. Keontae George to the Magic. Okay, that's pretty nice as well. Prosper to the Thunder, and then Casey Wallace to the Raptors, and then Derek Lively to the Pelicans. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Okay, I feel like there was a player that dropped out of the lottery that we could take. So we have Jaime Jaquez, we have Cameron Whitmore, we have Jordan Walsh, we have Trace Jackson Davis, of course, the Warriors also got James Najee, Jet Howard, Grady Dick. I mean, Grady Dick, of course, was a lottery pick. Good shooter. I feel like, between Kobe Buffkin, Cameron Whitmore, Grady Dick, I feel like Grady Dick would be the best fit for us personally. We could take Podziemski again as well. I don't know. Do we change it up? All-star starter? I guess we take Cameron Whitmore. I think out of all these, Cameron Whitmore would probably have the highest ceiling, so we'll take him. Although I think he could be more of a project than a win-now player right away. But 76 overall, can't beat that. So welcome to the Warriors. Qualifying offer is nothing. And then free agency. Kyrie Irving's a free agent. We have no free agents to worry about. Of course, like I said, Draymond in real life would be a free agent. But for whatever reason, he's under contract, which is not that big of a deal. But let's take a look at the rotation right now. So we have Jordan Poole, Stephen Curry. One thing we're not going forward with is Draymond or Jordan Poole. We're trading one or the other for sure. I think we will still probably trade Jordan Poole just to kind of keep the dynasty intact. DiVincenzo, of course, also went to the Knicks in the offseason. He's still under contract as well for whatever reason. Wiggins, Cameron Whitmore. Wiggins, I would be fine with keeping, but we'll see. Draymond Green, Kuminga, and then Capella. So I love the addition of Capella, of course. Kuminga is going to have to stay. I think he's going to progress nicely, which is awesome. We need a backup 5. I think we trade Jordan Poole for some depth at this point. Of course, in real life, he was traded for Chris Paul. But I think if we could trade Jordan Poole for like a backup point guard and a backup 5, I think that's where I want to do this. So as much as Jordan Poole would probably progress really nicely in this scenario, I definitely think you still had to choose between Jordan Poole and Draymond. And I still think 9 times out of 10, the Warriors would have probably chose, Draymond. So as much as I prefer to have chosen Jordan Poole, maybe just because he'll be a lot better going forward, I do think part of me, realistically speaking, wants to probably trade Jordan Poole over Draymond. So yeah, I think we're going to do this trade with the Grizzlies. You have to remember that Jordan Poole's trade value was down the toilet, man. He was not very good, down the stretch of the season. His trade value was terrible in the offseason, or this previous offseason. But getting Steven Adams and Tyus Jones as our start to our depth, I think is great. So we're going to go ahead and do this trade. Now, we do have to trade Moses Moody in this scenario, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. Steven Adams, Tyus Jones, welcome to the Golden State Warriors. Tyus Jones, one of the best backup point guards in the league that you could ask for. So I'm feeling pretty good about that addition. So now we're rolling basically with this. We have a full 10 rotation. I mean, we didn't like do anything too crazy different, but we bring in Tyus Jones, we bring in Capella, we bring in Steven Adams. Like, that's going to be, you know, a little bit different compared to what it was. So let's go to player progression, because we're not going to be able to sign anyone free agency that's going to be significant at all. So we're just going to go straight to player progression. So we're going to have Draymond down to an 80. So, of course, Draymond is not going to be somebody we can rely on going forward, which is why I'm hoping Kuminga can continue to develop for us. DiVincenzo goes up, Steven Adams goes down, and then Ryan Rollins also up. But Clay is down, Wiggins is down, Capella is down, Draymond is down. But I do think we have to somewhat consider a second superstar next to Steph going forward. Like, I do think that is going to be an option for us, just because simply, you know, Clay and Draymond are number two, or Clay is not a good number two option anymore. He just isn't, unfortunately. But we have the salary to make another trade if we need to. Let me make sure I download the right draft class this time. So last time I did an offseason rebuild, I downloaded the wrong draft class. This should be the right one. 2024, of course. So we're good there. Player progression, or not player progression, sorry. Proficiency. It is a 4-star balance or a 4-star perimeter centric. I guess I'll leave it at perimeter centric. Here's what it's looking like. It'll be Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Draymond, Capella, Tyus Jones, Kuminga, Steven Adams, DiVincenzo, and then Whitmore, I guess we'll send to the G League for this year. He could actually be a really good player next year. But I definitely think there's a chance we stop at the deadline to ensure this team, just because I don't think we can really simply just sit on our hands here and think, okay, if we run into the playoffs with this team, we're guaranteed to win a championship. I don't believe that. I think we got to make more moves, but it's not a bad looking rotation. It's got plenty of depth, which is what you could ask for. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys more than likely at the deadline, because I know Stephen Curry's about to have a good season, but outside of that, I don't know if I can really rely on anybody else. Clay shot so we could push up. Kuminga, we could push that one up, because obviously we need him to progress quite a bit. Other than that, let's get to the deadline. So we are stopping the trade deadline as promised. We're the 60th in the Western Conference. I was taking a look to see, you know, who was available, who could we trade for, what could make this team better. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the options weren't great. Like, there was not a ton of good options. We take a look at the player stats so far. We have 30 from Steph, 21 from Clay. So Clay's still having a good season, but we can't really rely on that for too much longer. Kuminga's come out with the bench with 14, which is nice. 14 from Tyus Jones, with also only 3 assists is quite surprising. That's kind of weird, but whatever. 10 and 12 from Capella. That's all awesome. But here are our options, realistically speaking. We need someone who could take some pressure off of Stephen Curry that we can rely on going forward. Porzingis is the first name that stood out to me. Yeah, that would be the first name to go for, I think, at this moment. And I definitely might look into that. So, yeah, because he's one of the better options here, to be completely honest with you. That's how dry it is. So, the 76ers aren't, you know, selling. We have, like, Zach LaVine or DeRozan. I don't really want to go that direction today. I've brought Zach LaVine in before. And then basically skipping past the rest of this, because there's not much other options. I mean, we can go get De'Aaron Fox, but Steph and De'Aaron Fox is a weird fit. You know, Mikal Bridges, but I don't really want him today. You know, Halliburton, Pelicans. They got Bojan, Cade. We're not going for those guys. The only other options are like OG and Siakam, because at this point, obviously, they haven't been traded away. I mean, maybe we could find a way to get both. We could try. I might try that. Why not? I mean, it would drastically improve our team quite a bit if we did that. And then there's like Carly Towns. So I think between the options we have, I think we go for either Porzingis or we go for, you know, one of the Raptors guys. So I think that's what we're gonna try to see if we can get both the Raptors guys. I highly doubt it, but you never know. So we're gonna go OG and Siakam, and we have plenty of salary to match them, of course. So OG Anunoby averaging 12 points this game, and Siakam is averaging 18. So I don't know, Siakam, like, I don't know. I think I'm still gonna try this. So I'm gonna have to trade Wiggins. It makes sense for Wiggins to go back to Canada anyway. I think that'd be a kind of a cool story here. So Kuminga would probably have to be involved if we're gonna do this trade. So I am gonna throw him in here, and then we're gonna throw maybe. I guess we're gonna need Steven. We need $26 more million in this trade. I'd hate to do it, but Draymond might have to be in the trade. If we're going to make business decisions to try to upgrade this roster, I think we got to do something like this. So, and then can we get Otto Porter, who's won a championship here before? So, all right. You would trade Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond for OG, Siakam, Otto Porter. I don't know, man. Is this really worth it? Siakam's probably going to, as much as this sounds great. One, I gotta check one more thing. I got to check. How is Porzingis doing this year? 21 points per game, 45. I think we go Porzingis, man. I honestly think it's a no-brainer. I think out of all the options to trade for right now, it is Porzingis. I think we got to try to get Porzingis here. So, how to do that is the question. Who do we want to trade to get Porzingis here? I mean, as much as I hate to do it, I think I got to trade Draymond. I think I got to. He'd be the one that could be the closest match to salary. Porzingis would be playing the power forward position anyway. Do I have anybody else I could throw in here for matching salary purposes? Like, can I just... Oh, I could throw a minimum in here and be fine. So, Draymond, Joe Ingles, and then let's say like a couple first get it done for Porzingis' services. I don't know if it will, but this would be my way of going for it. So, Porzingis for 2 first. They agree. Wow, that was easier than I thought it'd be. We got Porzingis. So, unfortunately, do trade Draymond. It kind of reminds me when, obviously, the Celtics traded Marcus Smart to bring in Porzingis. Kind of the same thing there. Draymond's going to the Wizards. And now we have Porzingis. I think that is going to help out in the long run. I really do. That's going to be a massive upgrade to what we needed. So now we have Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Porzingis, Capella, Tyus Jones, Kuminga, Steven Adams, and DiVincenzo. Yeah. That feels solid. I think the Raptors trade would have been interesting as well, but I think this one is going to help us out more than that would have. And then Porzingis also locked up long-term helps out too. So, 45% shooting from 3. Front court, Porzingis, Capella. We have Wiggins, Clay, Steph. I'm hoping this can go the way I want it to. Let's see if anybody wants to resign. DiVincenzo wants to resign. Signing up for that. What else? We got Ryan Rollins. I was kind of hoping Tyus Jones would say, oh, he's not eligible. I do want to bring him back if possible, but we'll figure it out. 29-21 right now. Hopefully, the Porzingis coming over. This team just drastically improves. So at the end of this season, kind of interesting to see how good Garland is in this scenario. 29 and 12 assists. Chet Holmgren wins MVP, by the way. Chet's Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6-man, still in the Thunder, or he went back to the Thunder. Joel Embiid, Defensive Player. Garland, Most Improved. And Zach LaVine, Clutch Player. Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year. And Harrison is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. We don't get Stephen Curry. I assume he makes an All-NBA team at least, right? Not so far, he has not. And there he is. So he does make an All-NBA third team, which we love to see. All of it's a first team. Can't imagine we have anybody here. Here's our rookie first team and all rookie second team. So we are the second seed in the West. I think bringing in Porzingis drastically improved this team quite a bit. We had 29 from Steph, 22 from Porzingis, 20 from Clay, 15 from Wiggins, 13 from Kuminga, and then 12 from Tyus Jones. So do we go win a championship this season? I don't know. We're definitely going to be on the cusp and pretty close. As long as we don't get eliminated in round 1, that's all I'm really asking for here. They are starting Steven Adams for some reason. I don't know why, but somebody current round against the Jazz. I think we should be able to beat them. We do. We sweep them. So we get rid of them. We got the Mavericks who upset the Lakers in round 1. Interesting. And now we get the Grizzlies. So obviously, we get to play Jordan Poole. What has he done for the Grizzlies? 30 points per game in the playoffs. So I guess that was probably... How many games did they play? They swept the Thunder. So he averaged 30 in that series. Okay. Poole's on a mission. He did average 19 in the regular season. So... we have John Morant, Bane, Max Strus, Jaren Jackson, Clark, Jordan Poole to deal with. So this could be a tough series. Somebody current round, 3-1 so far, and we're going to beat them in 5. So no sweat whatsoever. And we got to play the Denver Nuggets. So we actually have home court advantage in this series. Jamal Murray, Bruce Brown still in Denver. Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Christian Brown, KCP, and Zeke Naji. So this is going to be a tougher one. At least we have the size to defend Jokic, hopefully. Game 1, 134-121. 29 for Porzingis, 33 from Jokic. Game 2, they even it up. All right, game 3, 2-1. So far, so good, 3-1. And are we going to get to the finals in year 1? We do. That is absolutely beautiful. We absolutely dominated the West, bro. Porzingis, bringing him in, I think was the right choice. I could have brought in Siakam OG and tried that, but I think I made the right choice. We get to play the Cavs, so renewal of this rivalry we've seen in so many damn years. Again, size, we match up fairly well. Obviously, Cavs are a big team, and I think we match up nicely. Obviously, Allen and Mobley versus our front court, Capella and Porzingis. So we will see how this goes. Game 1, 1-0 goes to them. Of course, Cleveland, a very tough team to beat. But we're up 2-1 so far, 3-1. And are we going to beat them in 5? Let's go. Just like that, year number 1, we win a championship. I have to make sure that my mic is working, right? Okay, good. I was going to say, this video is starting off fantastic. So, just like that, we get a championship that quickly. Love to see it. Stephen Curry Finals MVP. We're going to keep going, obviously, but the fact that we got that championship out of the way is a great feeling. It's a great feeling because this Warriors team in real life right now is struggling to make the play-in, or they might miss the play-in, so feels great to have gotten that out of the way. And one cool thing about this next season is we're actually adding Cameron Whitmore to this rotation as well. We can add Joe Mazzulla to the coaching. I wonder if Joe Mazzulla would sign an assistant head coaching job. He does, dude. That head coaching tandem is fantastic, at least badge-wise. I don't know if Mazzulla's like the greatest head coach in real life, but, you know, obviously he's got a very talented Boston team. Sometimes you never really know if a coach is good until his team's struggling or whatever. But we are going to get a perimeter defensive coach, and now we can go straight to rookie signing, because our draft pick I saw was going to the Celtics, I believe, from some trade. And then player options, we got Ryan Rollins. I'll accept it. 22 years old. Why not? Qualifying offers, nothing. I know we have some important free agents that we could try to bring back if possible. So Clay and Tyus Jones. So I do want Clay back and Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones, 100%. Clay, yeah, of course, as well. How many years does Stephen Curry have? Because I'm going to match those up together. He has 2 years with a... No, only 2 years. So we're going to give Clay a 2-year deal. We're only going to give him a 2-year deal. It would be awesome if LeBron was going to, like, ring chase and he'd sign for, like, $5 million. Like, he used to be able to do that in, like, 2K18. That would be so much fun if I could do that right now, but it's not going to let me. So, yeah, we bring back our 2 most important free agents. Clay is probably going to regress, of course, which is why the Porzingis trade was so important, but we're going to have guys like Kuminga and Whitmore progressing. So, hopefully, Clay regressing is going to offset by those guys progressing. So, do we need to bring in, like, a Luke Kennard? No, we still have DiVincenzo. So, we still have our full rotation. Steve Mavs is probably going to go down in overall, to be honest with you. So, I think bringing it back or bringing in, like, Larry Nance would not be a terrible idea. So, I'm going to sign Larry Nance if he'll sign that. And he does. So he might regress as well. But let's go to player progression. Let's see what we got going for us. So we're going to have Clay down, but we're going to have Whitmore up to a 79 and Kuminga up to an 81. So like I said, with Clay going down, only 2 overall, not too bad. Adams down to a 75 and Larry Nance is also down to a 75. So either one are good. But if I did try to trade Steven Adams for a different backup center, I wonder how far I could go. So let's try not to trade a first. Nick Richards, Al Horford, Paul Reed in a first-round pick. Eubanks in a first-round pick. Man, I'm getting some good offers here. Nick Richards, I feel like he went to Chicago. Okay. Al Horford, 38 years old. Paul Reed, of course, I would love to have. Charlotte wants, you know what? I don't think I need to get a first-round pick back in return, but I will take Paul Reed for 2 seconds. That sounds good to me. So, just like that, we upgrade our backup center position. I'm feeling pretty damn good on how this video is going so far. I think we've done a terrific job. Let's try to make it back-to-back championships. I don't know if it will go back-to-back, but at least we got the one out of the way. Got Stephen Curry another ring, and now we can go and try to see if we can get another one. So, let's take a look at this rotation. Probably going to land us 8th overall. We're a 4-star perimeter-centric still, and here's what it is. Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Porzingis, Capella, Kuminga, Tyus Jones, Whitmore, and DiVincenzo. So, Paul Reed isn't getting minutes at the moment, but we will run a 10-minute rotation, and I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. At the end of this year, Jason Tatum gets MVP, averaging 36 and 8. Shout out to Tatum for that kind of stat line. Nikola is your rookie of the year and your 6th man. 8 defensive player, Wemby most improved. Clutch is Anthony Edwards, and Bickerstaff coach of the year. So, no Stephen Curry here. No Stephen Curry here either. And no Stephen Curry on any All-NBA teams. I'm assuming the scoring was balanced a little bit more. We'll see if that is the case. But we were very good. 62 and 20, I believe, is what we finished with, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was a little bit better than that. Yeah, 62 and 20. So 62 win team, which is nice. Yeah, 25 from Steph, 18 from Porzingis, 17 from Kuminga, and 16 from Clay. So Kuminga stepping up big time, which is great to see. 12 from Wiggins, 10 from Tyus Jones, and then 10 from Kevin Whitmore in his technical rookie year. Stephen Curry also, we did extend him. Not that it really matters because we're probably not going to go like till he's 40 in this video. But you know, just a little bit of a feature of it. Like, hey, he's going to retire a Warrior. So W. But now we get to play the Thunder in round 1. Obviously, the Thunder, they have Chet Holmgren, Malik Monk, Russell Westbrook, Josh Green. They have Shea, Josh Giddey. By the way, Shea, I don't know what you were doing yesterday. You sold the Prize Picks taco. Really annoyed me, but whatever. Let's go ahead. Somebody come around against the Thunder, and to return the favor against Shea, we beat him. Nice. Now we get the Jazz. So we beat pretty easily last year. Now, they did add James Harden, so that could change some things. They have Looney now as well. We'll see how it goes. And we're still in a 10-man rotation. I think we can shrink this down to a 9-man pretty comfortably. Somebody come around against Utah. They get a game on us, but once again, we just, dominate the West. So we got Jamal Murray, KCP, Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic. We beat this team last year. Let's see if we can do it again. 2-0. So far, so good. Do they even it up here? No. Do we beat them in 5? Yes, we do. Wow. Get the Cavs again. So does Mitchell stay? Yes, I think Mitchell's a free agent this offseason. They got Jalen Duren added and Denny Avdia. Damn, I don't know how they pulled that off. But Joe Harris, if I were you guys, I'd probably start Denny Avdia. But, shout out to you guys, I guess, for giving Joe Harris a career still. Game 1, 1-0, 138 to 117. 26 from Clay. I mean, do we get another championship just like that? I mean, we're going to dominate the Cavs. We just swept them. Porzingis is a cheat code, bro. I don't know what else to say. Obviously, having Whitmore and Kuminga developing as well helps out a ton. But I think we go for the three-peat to end it off, right? I think we got to. Warriors, Cavs, we beat them. That's 2 in a row. We go for the three-peat to end the video, and we're going to feel pretty solid about that. Knicks have Detroit's pick at number 1. That probably is supposed to go back to Detroit, but I'm not even going to worry about it. Coach staff's completely filled out, so we don't have to worry about doing anything there. We could just go straight to player options because, I mean, what's the point of adding a rookie to this team? I don't think we need to make any moves, really. We got Adam Holloway with 30. Okay, I'll take that. Whitmore, qualifying offers, Kuminga, and Paul Reed. Oh, I should extend it on Paul Reed. My bad. I do want Paul Reed back. Capella, also free agent. We're going to have to extend some money out here. Paul Reed, can I get you back still? Or did I mess up by not offering the qualifying offer? That was a complete accident. He wants $8 million. He is still restricted, so we should still be able to get him back. So Paul Reed's going to match an offer. Kuminga, of course, has not got an offer yet. But yeah, a lot of money is about to be spent. So let's match those guys. And then Kuminga, I mean, I don't know if you want to quit screwing around, but if you just want to go ahead and re-sign, which it's not going to let me re-sign him until he gets an offer, I bet. All right, so now we can match it. And we bring him back. So Kuminga is back, and then that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do. I mean, we could bring in another player that I saw. But, I mean, we have a full rotation as it is. Who was the 78 out there? It was Chris Boucher. We have Thibault out here as well we could get for extra depth. But I think we're solid. This team has won a championship twice in a row already. And we go for the three-peat. I know Clay's going to regress even more, so there is a chance that the three-peat doesn't happen. But Kuminga, 84. Wiggins, 83. Capella's up. Steph is down, and Clay's only down to an 81. So I'm feeling good. Feeling good about this. We're going for the three-peat to end off this video. And this has been an immaculate W. This is how the Warriors should have done things in real life. If only it was that easy, right? Probably, obviously, not that easy. But Pryor's going on his 15th overall. We are a 4-star perimeter-centric, and now we can go ahead. It's only this season. See how we do, and hope that this year is a year of going for the three-peat. So here we are at the end of year 3 as Tatum gets another MVP under his belt. Cooper Flag is a New York Knick. I think the NBA would absolutely love that. Does Steph get back on the All-NBA teams? Let's see. He does not, but that's fine. We don't need All-NBA teams when we go win championships. So first in the Western Conference once again. 24 from Steph, 20 for Kuminga, 19 from Porzingis, and 16 from Clay. So obviously we're here to go three-peat. We do get the Pelicans in round 1 who have a 95 Zion, 87 Dyson Daniels, and 87 Brandon Ingram, 84 Herb Jones. So this could be a tough first round for us. Oh boy, we're gonna get eliminated in round 1 at the year of our three-peat. That would really suck. Let's go 8-man rotation here. Let's see if we could go backs against the wall and force a game 7 back to our arena. Let's see. It's looking close here. It looks like they might run away with it. We're down 6. We're not out of it just yet. Let's see if we can come back here. All right, looks like we tied up. We take the lead here, obviously back and forth here. This is to keep our hopes alive. Getting eliminated, by the 8th seed would really suck. So hopefully we can find a way to win this. And they are going to beat us 129-132. Damn. All right. Well, we get eliminated in the first round in the final season, which is kind of disappointing. But Pelicans go all the way to the finals. So, what can you really do about it? Do they win the championship? No, the Boston Celtics beat them. All good. We got stumped of our three-peat. But you know what? I will still take that video. We redid the Warriors offseason. We successfully got Clay and Steph another championship. Unfortunately, Draymond had to be a sacrifice. But you know what? Probably was the best move going forward, to be honest. But hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.